Okay, so I'm kind of hyped. Ren breaking down his HiRen song. That is a dope ass song. That is a masterpiece. Mwah. Word to my mommy. But yeah, um, let's get into it.
One of the songs of yours that it's not on this body of work, but HiRen,
Yeah.
it it is so brutally honest, and it's a conversation amongst yourself. And I mean, are you crafting that record thinking back to where you were mentally at that time, or are you crafting that record from a space where, like, what you hear is where you were? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think with that song, because I mean, it's impossible for my house stuff not to leak into stuff. Just 'cause it's
I know this is basic as hell, but I like the fit, aka mainly the jeans. But yeah,
been so much a big part of my periphery. But that song was really, I mean, the core of it was really just the human plight, not the plight of the chronically ill person, but just the human plight of these two duality, the ego and the self-doubt, and the overconfidence and the overdoubt. It was just really like the doubt of me as a creator. And it was quite fun actually at times for me to just poke fun at that, poke fun at myself and not take it too seriously, you know. And yeah, I think that's why it did so well, because it was on a human level just relatable to a lot of people.
Totally.
Because
yeah. So, so I feel like I misspoke in my reaction to his music video, because I was saying that it could have been, you know, different types of, I don't know, split personality, schizophrenia. I mean, which he could get into. I could still be right, but as of right now, I'm pretty sure I was wrong. But that's human. That is human AF. Like, that's what real people be going through in their minds when they have to deal with certain situations. That's a personal, completely rational battle in their mind.
you don't have to have gone through a big life full of trauma to be able to have a voice inside that's like, you can't do that, especially in today's age, man. Like, with like the barrage of, like, we're put under a microscope, and we've all, social media has made us all
Am I the only one that peeps his nose running?
performers.
Are you sick, dog? Dang, somebody get this man a tissue, like, for real. I mean, I'm sorry to point that out, not really, but I mean, they shouldn't have let my boy just sit there like that. Dang, come on now.
Like, all of us are now entertainers because we're all just showing little snippets of our lives, which I think is a
He just wiped that shit. Oh man.
for the human brain to process and get to terms with, of like being so observed makes you very self-aware, and within that realm of self-awareness becomes a lot of self-criticism, right? So and I think that's why. And also as well, I mean, it's a 9-minute song, which is a bit of an antithesis. It's bit of a
I'm not even gonna lie, it was a 9-minute song, but it did not feel like that at all, because I was so in like a trance. Like, I was really locked in with that shit, and it did not seem like a 9-minute song at all. That shit felt like maybe like a 4-minute song at longest.
juxtaposition to what is successful these days, which is short, fast food content. You know, yeah.
Well, because you're telling a real story, and honestly, it's so, the details are so vivid, and the way you produce it, I can see you talking to yourself in a mirror. You can see the duality, like the two sides of you.
Yeah.
Super wild.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Exquisite song.
Yeah,
Really fucking exquisite.
appreciate that.
When is that a stream of consciousness, or how does that work?
I had the concept for years, actually. I hadn't done anything with it. I knew I wanted to do it, and I actually had a whole 4-minute long song which I scrapped all of the lyrics for, which was a similar sort of concept. But then I came back to it years later because I'd gotten better at guitar, I'd gotten better at lyric writing, and I was like, oh, I want to bring this concept to life. I think it'd be a really cool video. I never really expect it to go the way it did, and in the end as well, the end was a lot bleaker at the start. It ended up with me offing myself after the negative voice gets too much. And I remember showing my friend, and they were like, Ren, why are your songs always so bloody depressing? And I was like, that's a good point. And so I went away.
Man, you writing what you feel, or what's coming to your heart through your mind, like to your mind through your heart. Like, nah. It's your song, your music. Like, I appreciate the music. I'm sure y'all appreciate the music. What is it? The Renegades is what his fan base is called. if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the Renegades appreciate it, and other people. It's not just the Renegades. People around the world appreciate music like this because it's something human, something that people can relate to.
Away and thought about it, sat with it for a while, and then I wrote that last verse, which ended up being my favorite verse on the song, which is a lot more hopeful and bringed a lot more, which was actually more true to my story at the time as well. So it was yeah, I'm really glad that they pulled me up on it in that way, actually, because I think it's my favorite thing. It is the kind of acceptance of the dark and the light, rather than one winning over the other, because it's not even really the light winning over the dark of the hope. It's just more that those two things exist in parallel duality,
and they could exist, and they should exist on any given day,
and they always do. That's the thing. I think this we're obsessed with the narrative of good versus evil in Hollywood, in stories and everything, and it's always like the battle of good versus evil, and whether in a horror film or in a superhero film, one always wins. But I don't really think that's the truth. I think that it's more akin to the yin yang symbol, where both exist inside each other, and there'll always be a place for both and a need for both.
Yeah, because we, once again, are human, and due to human error and human complications, whatever you want to call it, human vices, human humanity, that'll always be the case. Because if not, then you'd be perfect, and that does not exist.
What a beautiful thing to accept.
Yeah, and I think that acceptance makes, because I think we're such harsh critics of ourselves, you know what I mean? We're so quick to point fingers at people without accepting our own hypocrisy within that. But I do think life becomes less of a struggle when you don't see as things as this is good, this is bad, this is black, this is white. Because I think when things are like that, it becomes a little bit more jarring to navigate life.
If you haven't...
Okay, well, shoot, man, there you have it. That is a dope, like I said, it's a masterpiece, honestly. If you have not checked it out, 100% go check that out for sure. Dope song. And man, Renegades, what's next, man? Y'all gotta put me on to the next best thing, because it's gonna be hard to top this. But y'all be safe, man. Let me know something, and we'll catch you on the next one.